coilovers for the car. Pull your axles, change your axle seals so there's no fluid leaking out. Buy the clutch discs for the rear end, put that in. Get a drift button, because you are going to use here, if you're going to drive here, you're going to use a handbrake. So, and then what else, Jacob?
200.
Clutch, 6-puck.
Yeah, 6-puck clutch or something aggressive that's going to grab really hard. Because like I said, these engines don't have a lot of power, so you're going to want something that's going to snap the wheels and put that power to the ground immediately. Because timing is quintessential.
Flywheel?
I wouldn't do like a lightweight flywheel or anything like that. I mean, it's already light. It's not pushing a lot. I mean, you might want to do that on like a 6-cylinder or something maybe. Jacob, tell me if I'm wrong.
I put a lightweight in everything I own.
Lightweight flywheel. Most of your clutch kits on eBay and stuff like that is going to come with a lighter flywheel or what they claim is to be a lighter flywheel. So you might just want to throw that on there too.
Sounds like a...
After that, this car will be a completely different animal, I assure you of it.
Yeah, the it'll still have some body roll, I'd imagine.
Not with coilovers.
No?
Not if you put coilovers
Not
on.
with coilovers. It'll have body roll, but it'll be...
Especially PBMs.
It'll
They're
be...
stiff.
Right. It'll be enough to
Static
where
as fuck.
they'll have dampeners on them. You can get 32-way adjustable dampers. So if you want more body roll, if that's something that you're looking for, you can adjust the dampers to where it's like super soft and you can feel it roll over and stuff. But honestly, with this car being so light, you want it to be pretty rigid. You know, it'll flex in the wheels and in the rear end and stuff, but you don't want the chassis to be like doing a bunch of stuff dancing around everywhere.
Basically like a Keiichi Tsuchiya drift build, yeah.
Right. If you look at the Drift Bible and you watch that car, the way he shift locks and the way he power overs and stuff, you'll see that that car doesn't have a whole lot of roll to it either.
I wonder what kind of suspension he had on it. If he used coilovers.
I imagine he had TN greens. You would think TN greens with like green springs on it. He'll tell you in the video, the Drift Bible. He breaks it down on what's on the car.
I bet you can't find those now.
You might be able to find the
think you
TN,
can.
the shocks.
Are
And
they
you may have to do
expensive?
like a Swift spring. No, they're actually very inexpensive.
TNs are not that bad, really.
So it's just a shock. The TNs is just a shock. So back in the day, they didn't have like coilovers and stuff like that. So they were taking stiffer springs and putting them on top of like TN Blues or Tokikos or something that was going to be a little bit stiffer as far as dampening goes. And they would put like a harder spring on there so that, you know, that coilovers was not really a huge thing back when these were going up and down a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, coilovers is a rather recent development.
Yeah, it's an early 2000s things for sure. Or late 90s rather.
Any other thoughts, comments?
Not that I can think of, man. Once you do that, this thing is going to be a freaking
That's going to be the
animal.
main thing. And
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
eventually you'll probably want to put a seat in it or harness
Seats
or
too.
something like
Seats
that.
too.
but-
Once you start getting thrown around in the car, because I noticed that I was having to push onto the floorboard past the clutch pedal to kind of push myself back in the seat to stay where I was at and kind of full arm. So a seat is going to let you just sit there, and the car is going to go throwing around everywhere. You're just going to sit there and just kind of chill.
Yeah, that'll be a nice advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say, I know you haven't drove it on the street yet, but like the steering has so much play in it.
Okay.
When I was,
So they make the axle shaft, like the coupler.
it's a power steering
Right.
rack.
The coupler is actually right there, and that wears out on the threads. And there's a U-joint past that actually that you can buy a replacement for.
Does this have the rubber?
Not the Gibo. It doesn't have
Okay.
the Gibo. It's just metal on metal. Yeah, but it is a U-joint past all that you can actually order. You could probably order that as a replacement, maybe from Techno Toy Tuning or something like that.
Normally the U-joints don't go out on these though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of play in that steering rack. My friend Jeff was saying that you could depower it and like
Yeah.
do
the
adjust-
manual.
Hell, bro.
Well, it would still be the power steering rack. It would
Right.
just be
Lot.
depowered.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So
Just take
there
all the pump and
is,
shit off of it.
Yeah.
There's a big nut on that rack somewhere, and if you loosen the lock nut and tighten the other one down, it tightens the pinion gear
'Cause it's
to
in
the
a
rack.
sleeve. That's in a little sleeve.
So it actually
Same thing
tightens the rack up, but you don't want to go too far because then it's going to be stiff.
Same thing we did with the handbrake almost. There's going to be a lock nut and then there's going to be a nut behind it. So loosen that first one and tighten the other one and then tighten that.
Yeah,
on top
it's
of
right
it.
there. I can see it.
Yeah. And that's gonna take some slop out of the wheel. Oh yeah, yeah, that'll fix that for sure. That is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it probably just needs to be tightened down a little.
But like I said, man, you're
Yeah.
gonna be freaking amazed by how this thing drives.
Unless the inner tire
It's got the
rollers are
power.
shot, but I can't.
It's got
tell.
the power. It's not putting it to the ground.
Yeah.
It's putting it in that,
body roll.
and it's putting it in, you know, all the other shit that's moving around. So yeah.
Yeah, I just need to figure out how to work on this thing.
Oh, dude, YouTube, my friend, will teach you the world.
I googled depowering a steering rack in an AE86. I couldn't find one. They do it in Miatas though.
Look it up on YouTube. I'm
Just-
sure there's somebody that's made a video, or just
There's not
depowering
a-
a rack in general.
Yeah,
I'm
there
sure it's
isn't a
probably
lot of
straightforward.
videos on depowering a rack, but there is some for 240s because that's
Yeah.
how I figured
And
out
it's
how to do
essentially-
my.
Essentially, it's something you have a fluid input and then you have a fluid return. You know, so whatever you do for the steps in between that to get the fluid for not going through there, or you know, whatever. I don't haven't researched anything about it, but if there's a video about somebody doing a depower on a rack of any kind, it'll translate to this one.
I mean, I found a video on a 240 and depowered my IS300 rack.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
It
240
wasn't
would
that
probably be.
bad.
Yeah, they're very similar in some aspects.
Gotta go up there and try to
Let's
put
see.
over fenders on. Yep. So I was supposed to do that this weekend.